destination is on the left.
Yeah, well, it's a lot to tackle. It's very, very, remote. Day 2 got greeted with snow, 1.5 inches here in Rolla, Missouri. But we got one more farm to look at. Take our time. Hey guys, Kapper here. Thanks for joining us. If this is one of your first videos in this mini-series, what we're doing is we're looking for our new freedom farm. We're looking at moving out of Illinois into a different state, trying to get a little different farm, a little more acreage. So this is one of the latest ones that we looked at. It's a 500 plus acre farm in southern Missouri. So if you enjoy the content, please hit the like button. We appreciate it, and consider subscribing and joining us, because we keep it real here. We try to keep it real time, up to date on what's going on. So let's check out today's farm, today's road trip, and get some fresh air. Thanks. Showing like 9 more minutes. We're following I think the Gascon River here on the right. I believe this property has some portion of it on the Gascon River. So unfortunately I look for areas like this. So this floods. There's an area behind me that floods. So when you're looking at good access, you can tell that this runs over this road. Very pretty. But they have beefed this up. This is all concrete here. Wow, look at this bridge right here. That's a heck of a bridge. Whew. Well, it is on this road. This cattle farm we just passed behind me.
Your destination is on the left.
Well, they're saying we're here. Maybe it's up a little ways. I know there's a house here that we're looking at. Okay, I found the listing agent. So I went past evidently the place we're going to offload at, although back behind me was a gate that's part of the property. So I guess we'll see. Well, I guess this is it. I went by it. Boy, this is a lot like the Ellington place. The little house right here next to the road. Pretty steep ground. Whew. Yeah, it's probably gonna be another nix, unfortunately. We'll go take a look though. A lot of cattle around. Must be a big cattle farm. All right, let's take a quick look at the exterior of this house. This house really doesn't have much for value as far as the land. It's an older home. It's in really rough shape, and he warned us of that. There is somebody living in it, though, kind of a backstory, but as you can see, it's definitely unkept. You got branches down all over. We literally can hardly even walk around the home itself. So there's years of weeds and tree growth here, like coming right up and into the house itself. Yeah, that house is pretty rough on the back side. Yeah, it looks good. Does it look like you're trying to see it? right, so let's take a look at this farm. I believe it was 500 or 525 acres. It's on both sides of this road. There are a lot of positives. It could be a good land investment if you wanted to parcel it off. It is obviously a cattle farm. We do have some videos of the house. We couldn't get in. The backstory there is there's a woman living there who doesn't have a job or anything. The farmer kind of felt bad for her, so he's just letting her live there so nobody vandalizes the house and that. So we'll take a look at some video clips of the inside of the house, which surprisingly really wasn't that bad. So as we're looking at something like this, I mean, this would be something that Sharon and I would have to like live in that house, or like if I commandeered someone like Phil and made this a project property, we'd at least have to travel over there, bring machines, you know, for a week at a time and stay in the house temporarily. That's really all we're looking at for the house. It doesn't have enough value to rehab it, I don't believe. I mean, it is pretty rough and it's a small little house. But this is a pretty steep property, but it is diverse. And it does lay out well, as you're going to see that. I mean, if a guy wanted to, you could parcel this into 40 or 80 acre pieces, and as you'll see, the power lines run across both sides of this property, which would be a bonus if you parceled it into smaller chunks. So let's take a ride in the winter snow here on this nice hilly Missouri cattle farm and just snoop around, take a look. You're going to see some beautiful creek footage here in the video. I mean, you could skip ahead if you'd like. It's absolutely beautiful creek. There are caves on this property, but we didn't get to see those. I'm pretty sure the asking price on this one was 1.5 million. That's definitely past our available budget, unless it became a flip property. If we wanted to try to tackle parceling it into smaller sections and then doing some land improvements and then selling them, that was the only way we could even consider a property of this size, was to make it a flip property, an investment where we improve each lot and sell them and make money, you know, over a year or so project, or maybe even more than that.
Got elevation on that? 600? That's all right.
So it's hard to tell, but this has just huge elevation differences. You got a big bottom here in the middle, then you got huge ridges on both sides here. We did find out there is another access, which really could have helped if you wanted to divide this up or build up on this ridge top. But down here in this corner, there is a driveway, which you'll see here in a minute. It's only a 15-foot easement, but it's only 40-50 yards off of this. I believe this was a paved road. 15 foot, yeah, that could be kind of limiting if you wanted to build up here on the top of this ridge, but it was another really good access point right over here. Okay, so we climbed up the steep ridge. Now we're on top of the spot I just showed you. So we're gonna just look at, so this could be, I mean, a person could put a subdivision in here if you wanted to. This is a nice, very high elevation ridge right here. It's nice and flat, as you could see. So I'll fast forward here quick so you could see this, and then you'll see the 15-foot easement road that comes off of the, I believe, the paved road. This is like a whole nother property from the rest of this 500 acres. So this, whatever, 80 or 100 acre chunk that's up on top of the ridge is literally probably several hundred feet elevation higher than obviously the bottoms in this other area. So let's check it out. So here's the gate from that 15-foot road. They say it's only like 40-50 yards. It looks a little bit longer than that out to the county road, but this is that very back entrance right here. So on the way back, we found the road the farmer was telling us about. So we met the realtor and the owner. So this is a really nice road bed. So this comes from that very back entrance, and it navigates its way all the way down the ridge, down into the bottom. So this is a good road system here. This isn't got a gravel base in it and everything, where, you know, if you did lot this off, it could be very useful. But let's run a few segments together where you can get a better look at this farm. I'll play some music and we'll enjoy some good scenery, and then we'll check out the creek, which is absolutely beautiful, and we'll check out the house as well. All right, now we crossed over to the other side of the bottom, cruised through the open cattle field. So now let's check out the creek, and then across this creek, it goes, you know, up to a nice, beautiful ridge. So let's do a little exploring in this creek. Even though it's winter, enjoy some peace and quiet, get a sound test, and get some fresh air.
I don't know, but at least I'll check it out. That almost looks like a road right there.
Yeah.
Oh no, did you go in?
Yeah, she's got water from food.
Okay, well that's good.
Otherwise, I'd say she'd be ready to go back to the truck really fast.
Yep. I don't want to test mine. They're theoretically waterproof. Feels like barbed wire.
Probably washed down the creek. There's water gap. Look at it, it's probably more than they want to bite off.
Yeah, well, it's a lot to tackle. It's very, very, you know, remote. Illinois, they overrated.
All right, still on the south side of the road where the creek is. Let's run up to the house, get a look inside the house, and then I'll give you our decision on this particular farm. Okay, so got to give a shout out to Josie Harrison. She's the realtor from Keller Williams Oak House Realty. She went back after the fact because we couldn't get in, and she got me some videos of the house. So it's not really in that bad a shape. It could be a great project house. Gosh, if I only could count on Phil, you know, like if I could, and I don't mean that in a bad way, I'm saying like if I could hire someone, you know, for 6 months to come with me and to work a project like this and sell them off. There is opportunity, but I can't do it. We don't have the resources to do it, to make this happen. So we decided we're not going to pursue this particular one, but definitely stay tuned, because I've been on another 2 trips since this one. We actually put an offer in on a place here recently. Don't think it's going to pan out, but stay tuned for the actual real time as it happens, because it's a lot of emotions, up and down, and it just, the money is crazy right now, and the interest rates, all that stuff. So thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend, even though it's been raining here for like 40 weeks, it feels like. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks a lot, guys.